Alright, what do you want this time? Look, I know you're gonna hate hearing this, but he's back. But who is he?
Him! You know exactly what I'm talking about. Take a look at this!
Dude, are we actually serious?
Yes, I'm being serious. That dude is actually back doing these weird-ass roleplays again.
Oh my freaking god!
Whoa! Yo, what's up? It's me, Classic Fan YT. And, apparently, we're talking about this guy right here. I don't feel like pronouncing his name. But, apparently, he's been doing some, questionable activities, if to sound British. So, according to my boy GT, he apparently...
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ, that was the worst. Oh yeah, I forgot. Tails VA. Kill me now. So back to the information. I've been looking back on GT's Racers videos, and I've been finding out that this guy has been doing,
crucial activities.
Alright, that's done with. Apparently he's been doing some weird stuff around people and shipping himself like a certain person over there.
Hey, Dorky Sonic, think you're safe?
Nah. Not from me, But yeah, it's actually kind of true. He has been doing some kinky roleplay with some people, and it's really stupid, to be honest. I mean, why would you want to go out your way to do some weird stuff with people who don't even want to be involved in it?
But no, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, maybe some people, but if you're one of those people, you're a weirdo, okay? Guarantee weirdo.
But yeah, that's all for me. I wish I had a lot more to say, but I have really nothing else to say. But just to say to you, I hope you delete your YouTube channel and don't come back, okay? Don't come back. Never come back. Stay a mystery for the rest of your life. Never come back.
Okay, now passing to GT.
Here we go again, bro. So, hello everyone, it's GT Racer 1987, and oh boy. Never thought I'd be talking about this guy ever again. If you don't know who I'm talking about, I am going to be talking about this channel known as FNF-ADCBF. And as you can tell, FNF-ADCBF is basically one of those obscure recolor channels in the Friday Night Funkin' community. And somebody, funny enough, that I've talked about before. Cause in previous times, I've talked about FNF-ADCBF before on this channel, about him being an absolute creep. And it seems like he is back to doing the same wacky shit that I've called him out on before. And you're going to see that in a bit. Honestly, I don't even know why I'm surprised, considering the fact that Ethan Hartley is also the same way. But without further ado, let's get started, shall we? This is the insane return of one of the most creepiest Friday Night Funkin' fans, FNF-ADCBF. Oh man, we're gonna be here for a while, aren't we? I love doing these funny roleplays. What could possibly go wrong? FBI, open up! So yeah, as you can tell, this video is going to be split into chapters because why not? And for this first chapter, before we actually get into the new stuff, I kind of wanted to go over a brief rundown on the FNF-ADCBF lore for those who don't know or just don't remember at all. But if you don't give a shit about that, then you could skip to this timestamp. So this all started 8 months ago at the time of recording this, which was at the time 2 months after I made my very first post on Ethan Hartley. Yeah, I know, right? Shocker, the first time I ever talked about this dumbass. And this was the first post I ever made about FNF-ADCBF, providing screenshots of him being, again, an absolute freaky guy. And strange enough, the person he's role-playing with is the same person that Ethan Hartley was role-playing with in that one post I've shown you. I know these screenshots show different names, but like, you could tell that it's the same person just by the way she types. And considering this person likes to change her name a lot, we're just gonna be calling her Lil Cute Puppy for the sake of simplicity, because that's what her name is now. But yeah, let's go over these screenshots, shall we? So basically from these screenshots, the person that FNF-ADCBF is talking to is saying pretty inappropriate things, and FNF-ADCBF seems to like that. Causes him to say some pretty strange things, such as, "Son, growling stomach her. Blushes. Your belly, growling stomach her, baby cutie, very cute, stroke." And the worst part is that FNF-ADCBF is like 18 years old. And you want to know how old Lil Q Puppy is? This dude is like 6 years old, bro. Just like Ethan Hartley, he's going after literal preschoolers, bro. And after a while, I checked back to see if he was still doing the same shit that he was doing, and of course, he was still role-playing with this person. Still overall being one creepy dude.
Saw her stomach growl again.
Oh, your tummy is the cutest mermaid cute. What the fuck? Yeah, I think you're starting to get the point on, why FNF ADCPF is creepy, because, again, he's kind of like, Ethan Hartley. And then later on, I would go out my way to make my first video talking about FNF ADCPF with some new screenshots to uncover. And even though I would say that this isn't the worst video I have ever made, it's not that bad, I still have some criticism of it though. For one, there is no editing. It's just a slideshow of all the screenshots I have with my own commentary put on top of it. And two, there was a point in this video where I talked about how I made a comment under one of FNF ADCBF's posts trying to ask him why he was doing this stuff. And later on in that, I would say, I think he deleted my comment. Which, I could have just easily looked back to make sure that my comment was still there on his post, because then how would the second video ever come out? Which, yes, I've actually made a second video on FNF ADCPF, this time around covering his response. Because apparently, after a month of my comment being on his post, he finally decided to respond to it.
Jeez, took you long enough?
But let's go ahead and take a dive into FNF ADCBF's response and see how truly dumb it is. Now, with this second video, just like the first video, it's not all that bad, but I still think it could definitely be, improved 100 times better, and I still have criticism for myself. So it all started with me saying, hey man, could I please talk to you about something? Just a simple question is all. And again, after a month, he finally responded to my comment, and then I reply, so you finally saw my comment? Okay, well here's the thing, my recent video is about you. I kinda had a question on why you were doing the stuff you were doing in that video. And then FNF ADCBF's first reply is this. Hey, I want to ask you something, but I'm really sorry about her, little cute puppy GF6. But I know you're wrong about me, but don't get me wrong, but we're not weird. But I'm just very sorry now. But because many people are disgusted or whatever, don't blame me for anything. I'm really very sorry. Okay, so first of all, we're not weird? Dude, that is one of the most obvious lies. Second of all, I know damn well you're not truly sorry. The only reason why you are sorry is because you got called out. And thirdly, don't blame me for anything. You have nothing to blame but yourself. You're the one that was doing this. Who else is there to blame? And since he was apparently going to ask me a question, I go on to say, go ahead and ask. And then I tell him that, I felt like the wrong thing I got in, my video on it was the fact that I thought he deleted my comment. And I guess I was just looking at a wrong comment section. Which, again, I could have easily looked back to make sure that my comment was still there. And that's why I really feel like that first FNF ADCPF video was not the greatest and was kind of bad. Later on in this reply I made, I go on to ask, if you weren't weird, why were you saying the nasty things she was doing was adorable and stuff? He just ignores that question and goes on to say, but I know you saw my comment, but I'm not weird. Don't blame me, so I'm very sorry now. Which comment are you talking about? Cause I definitely saw your reply. And once again, you're making statements that are obvious lies that you've pulled out of your ass. I'm not weird. Dude, if you aren't weird, then again, why were you doing this? I go on to say, I don't know, both of y'all were doing weird roleplays, so it kinda was to both of you guys. I mean, someone had to tell you. You kinda should have known that this was gonna catch up to you eventually. And then he goes on to just, repeat himself, and then go on to say, oh, it's not really true because I did it, it's only my fault. And you might be thinking, hey, he's actually taking accountability for his actions. But once again, he's only doing this because he got called out. He's not genuinely sorry. After that ramble fest, I go on to say, this is true, but also the kid's fault too, considering she was doing most of the weird stuff. And if you knew this was gonna happen, why did you keep doing it? Which I'm gonna disagree on that first half, because yeah, she was saying a lot of weird stuff, but if anything, I feel like FNF80CPF was usually the one that started this, and if anything, the parents of Little Cute Puppy should at least be monitoring her, you know, like watching their fucking kid. But honestly, though, that is a pretty good question I have for you, though, FNF80CPF. If you knew this was going to happen, then why did you even keep on doing it in the first place? He goes on to talk about how Little Cute Puppy has, like, you know, hidden FNF80CPF from his channel, so any future comment that comes from him is not going to show up. Which the only reason she even blocked FNF80CPF in the first place was because, you know, she found out about my video and then decided to hide him from his channel, thinking it would make everything better.
So please don't block me and don't ban me. I am truly, really very sorry.
I mean, I had no intentions, but okay. And then later I will reply, that person has also called me a slur. At least you're not crashing out, but still what you did was horrendous. Honestly, I don't even know why I even brought up that. It was completely random because it's not like FNF80CPF told this person to be racist. I mean, yeah, it's true, she did do that, but honestly, I felt like it was kind of not necessary to really bring that up because, again, it's not like FNF80CPF even taught this person to use slurs or anything. Also, in a way, he is kind of crashing out, to be honest.
Skipping through a little bit because he's just repeating himself over again.
Yeah, I know. Now we don't want to be weird stuff again. Like, huh?
But a lot of people look at my comments because I blame myself.
Like, huh? Like, what the hell? Like, my guy, are you brain broken or something? Like, you're not making any sense whatsoever. And also, what comments are you talking about? You mean the comments you made towards Lil Cute Puppy of you being a perverted ass weirdo? Or the comments you made towards her calling her your wife and shit? Like, what? And the last reply I ever gave him was this. Yeah, I would not see you weird if you weren't doing roleplays like that. Which then, FNF80CPF decided to proceed with throwing a literal fucking tantrum.
Yeah, I really want to apologize. Don't give me the video to watch my comment. I'm so sorry. Please, I don't want anything weird stuff. I'm just really very sorry. So please don't make weird videos like that. I'm just really very sorry.
Okay, whoa, okay, are we actually dead ass? So let's get this dumbass logic straight. So it's weird for people like me to rightfully call you out for being a predator, but oh, no, you talk to a preschooler and act like she's a wife and stuff? Oh, no, that's fine. No, that's fine. No, I totally get it. Actually, no, I don't get it. Like, I seriously do not get this logic whatsoever, because he apparently thinks it's okay to be talking to preschoolers, like, you know, in very strange ways. But, like, when someone calls him out for doing that, no, apparently they're the weirdo. Actually pathetic.
Please, I'm really very sorry. Please forgive me. I don't want to seem weird, but I'm very sorry. Please forgive me. I'm really very sorry. Don't make videos of yourself doing anything, but I'm just really very sorry.
Okay, we get it, man.
Please, once again, I'm really, really sorry now. I didn't do anything weird like that.
Do you know how dumb you sound right now? Because if you didn't do anything weird like that, then you wouldn't be doing this, you whiny inbred piece of shit. Again, just repeating himself for the 1 millionth time, and then go on to say,
but I'm really weird too.
Wait, wait, throughout this entire conversation, you were trying to argue that you were not weird for doing this stuff. Now you're saying you're weird? Huh? Like, once again, I feel like this man is, like, brain broken or something like that. Cause, like, what? Oh, yeah, also, another thing to mention. If you really hated that, then, I'm not even gonna ask. But yeah, overall, FNF80CPF's response was absolutely dogshit. It just felt like a series of replies consisting of FNF80CPF just repeating himself, whining and complaining, or just literally pulling lies out of his ass. Yeah, it's just pretty stupid, to be honest. But I'll admit, though, I definitely could have handled the situation a little bit better. I mean, yeah, I was pretty calm and civil, but still, I don't know why, once again, I decided to, like, you know, jump a left field and then, like, you know, randomly blurt out the fact that, like, you know, this kid called me a slur. Like, that should be the least of my concerns. And once again, it's not like FNF80CPF encouraged her to say slurs or anything. Yeah, I know that FNF80CPF did randomly blurt out the fact that, like, you know, Lil Cute Puppy, like, hidden him from her channel, but still, the fact still remains. And I feel like the bigger issue here is that Lil Cute Puppy's even talking to this person in the first place, and, you know, is saying these inappropriate things. Like, you know, she really shouldn't be saying this stuff at her age. But yeah, once again, even though I did kind of a decent job trying to handle this entire thing, I still feel like I could have done way better. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say for this first part. I think it's about time we actually get into the new stuff.
But seriously, I'm not weird and creepy. Yeah, exactly. He's not weird and creepy at all.
Oh really? Then what's this? You got anything to say about this?
Well, we have this song.
Get this bullshit out of my face! Oh, finally I could talk about the new stuff now. So you're probably wondering what FNF80CPF is doing in recent times. Well, recently he has made another one of these shitty responses. But a little twist, this actually wasn't in his comment section this time around. This was in my comment section. He decided to go into my comment section and try to talk to me for some reason. He basically commented this under one of my posts.
Hey, I want to ask you something.
And yeah, you could tell by the replies, we're gonna be here for a while. And when I tell you that this response is no better than his first response, I'm not even joking. It is literally just as dumb as his first response. So let's kind of take a little bit of a look, shall we?
But I don't want to look like I'm weird and stuff, but I don't want to do anything.
Well, if you didn't want to do anything, then why the fuck did you comment in the first place? Then, like, don't write the comment. What are you doing?
Because I'm not weird and creep.
Oh my god. You know what? Every time he says this, I'm just pulling up this screenshot. Man, the part where he said, I hope I don't have to deal with you doing something like that again. Man, that did not age well.
Yeah, I know. You see the comments because we're not just weird and creepy.
Huh?
So please don't report me, but I know you're just listening to me. But I promise we don't want to do anything that happens here.
Okay, for one, what comments are you talking about? And two, what do you mean by we don't want to do anything that happens here? Like, the only reason you stopped in the first place, well, for a period of time, was because I called you out.
But I'm just not weird and stuff.
You sure about that? I'll go on to write these replies right here. I mean, I had no intentions on reporting you. Also, what do you mean by we? I mean, yeah, it's still bad, but not as bad as Ethan Hartley, who can't take accountability for his actions. I mean, I'm gonna have to disagree on that, because the only reason FNF80CPF was saying shit like, oh, I know it's my fault, was because he got called out. He's not genuinely sorry. And I mean, if you really think about it, FNF80CPF is kinda like an Ethan Hartley clone, because, you know, both of them are absolute creepers, they can't take accountability for their actions, and they whine and bitch and moan anytime they get called out for doing something wrong.
That means just say we.
Like, what the fuck does that even mean? No, like, actually, what does that even mean? Like, what do you mean by just say we? Like, what are you talking about? Again, you're not making sense whatsoever. Like, are you, like, brain broken? Like, were you on a substance while writing this?
But I don't want anyone to do things like this.
Oh, so you don't want to get rightfully called out for being a creeper? Oh, well, I hate to break it to you, Mr. BF Recolor, but that's just too fucking bad. I mean, you want to know what happened to Ethan Hartley when he was doing weird stuff? He got called out for it. And the same thing applies to some of the other people I've talked about on this channel before. Like, you know, that weird Friday Night Funkin' Neo BF kid. Or Aaron, or someone like that. I go on to respond to his reply here with, yeah, I can see why, which I guess what I meant was, I can see why you don't want people making drama posts and all that stuff. But again, you were kind of one of those guys that you don't want to be. Basically, you became what you swore to not become.
Oh yeah, I know, but I really hate Ethan Hartley because he's really bad, but I'm not weird at all, and I don't want to be bad either.
Uh-huh. Coming from you, FNF80CPF? You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Skipping a reply up top because he just repeats himself again.
But I'm really sorry. I know you only heard me because you said I was weird earlier.
Huh? Like, are you trying to say that I only heard about you because, like, I said you're weird? That doesn't make any sense. The only reason I knew about you in the first place is because, again, around that time, back in early 2025, like, you know, after I made that Ethan Hartley post, I was gonna check back to make sure Ethan Hartley wasn't still creeping on that kid, and if he was, I was going to call him out for it. But then I saw your weird ass in our comment section, literally saying this weird stuff. I go on to say, okay, good to know you don't like Ethan Hartley, but if you hate him, why did you almost do the same thing he did? Not even almost, it really was just the same thing that he did. He just completely ignores that question and just goes on to say again that he says Ethan Hartley is worse than weird and that he is not weird, when
And then going on to say, even though I reported Ethan Hartley and blocked him as well, that's why I hate him. But I promise I won't act like he's bad or weird. Like, huh? So, like, I get that this guy is probably from, like, a different country and English is not his native language, but there are some times where, like, his grammar is so utterly dog shit that it literally makes some sentences sound so wrong. Like, can we read that one sentence once again? But I promise, I won't act like he's bad or weird. Like, it literally makes it sound like he's saying, oh yeah, I won't act like, you know, what he's done was wrong. When, you know, he's been talking about how he hates Ethan Hartley and he thinks he's better than him. I go on to reply to him with this. Yeah, but again, you still have done that stuff, so still a bit weird. But still, Ethan Hartley's no better either. I mean, yeah, Ethan Hartley's no better than FNF80CBF, and FNF80CBF is no better than Ethan Hartley. Oh great, more replies of FNF80CBF repeating himself, so totally something I needed. He then goes on to reply with this. But I'm really sorry because you said something strange and bad too at me, but I don't want to seem weird and bad just like that. Again, trying to say that I'm bad because I rightfully called you out on your bullshit. Like seriously, this level of stupidity is giving me brain damage. I go on to say that all I was doing was criticizing him and, you know, spreading awareness to make sure that, like, this shit does not happen again. And he goes on to say, yeah, I know, I understand now. Like, sure, pal, sure. Then he goes on to tell me that he subscribed to my channel, and yeah, that actually was true. He was subscribed to my channel for a while. He isn't subscribed now, but, like, you know, still. Also, a little thing to mention. He literally shared one of my posts exposing Ethan Hartley. Like, once again, you're trying to act like you're any better than Mr. Help, I got the lead pipe curse. I cannot live without lead pipes. Like, seriously trying to act like you're any better than the Freaky Friday Night Funky Gotcha Predator. Okay, no, but seriously, stop trying to act like you're any better than Ethan Hartley. It's just embarrassing. And don't think by subscribing to my channel you're gonna make me feel any better about you. But yeah, for the rest of this, he's just saying a bunch of random bullshit, and again, just repeating himself by saying that he's not weird and creepy, even though... Like, actually, there is no way that he's this stupid. He's really trying to say that he's not weird and creepy, yet there's literal evidence of him being weird and creepy. But yeah, overall a pretty dumb interaction. And just like the first response, FNF80CPF was basically just repeating himself multiple times. Like, you know, saying some dumb stuff like, oh, I'm not weird and creepy. Yet, like, that can be easily disproven with the amount of evidence I have. Like, my guy, you're actually delusional. Well, with that shit show out the way, let me tell you how FNF80CPF is still being a creeper to this day. Oh, well, that's just great. That's just... Oh, no! Oh, yeah, and this wasn't a one-time thing, by the way. You're my favorite fashion girlfriend, my girlfriend forever. I seriously have one question for FNF80CPF. Just why? Like, my guy, this is the same thing that I've called you out on before. Why are you going back to doing it again? Oh, but you're not weird and creepy, right? Yeah, okay. Now, even though I haven't seen any of those, you know, stomach growling comments from him in these roleplays, thank God I haven't. Still, this is pretty concerning. And strange enough, the person he is talking to, I've actually talked about before, and you probably know her from, you know, my Ethan Hartley videos. And the person, if you don't know who I'm talking about, is Fashion Girlfriend. And I've talked about her yet again in my Ethan Hartley videos, about how she is talking to Ethan Hartley even though he is a known creep. Also talked about how she basically baited her audience into thinking that she was gonna quit, all because she was mad about the fact that someone, like, just one person did not like what she was doing. But yeah, it seems like, again, that she is talking to somebody that she should probably not be talking to. What really concerns me is that she has no problem talking to these literal creeps. And I know this isn't too related to FNF80CPF, but I think I might know the reason why Fashion Girlfriend has no problem talking to these creeps. Anyone remember Belucha Robert? Well, if you don't remember... starts blasting with cannons! Yeah, I'm pretty sure y'all remember him now.
Yeah, dude, talking about some, yeah, you should be scared because you don't know what I'm capable of. Like, dude, get your dumb ass out of here. Like, my guy, you're not the intimidator. You're the intimidated. Like, what? Okay, creepy crawlers, time to get into the creep jeep. Like, what the fuck? So, yeah, basically, I have talked about Baluta Robert for being a predator defender. Like, you know, defending people like Ethan Hartley and such. And considering the fact that Baluta Robert is a predator defender and is apparently in a relationship with Fashion Girlfriend, what he is telling Fashion Girlfriend is that this creepy behavior coming from people like FNF80CBF and Ethan Hartley, like, he's saying that's all normal and it's all okay. And if you have enough brain cells and you're, you know, not this guy, you would know that what he is defending, pedophilia, is absolutely wrong. It is not okay whatsoever, and it's not normal and has never been. And I already know what he's going to say if he eventually stumbles upon this video. Probably gonna say some dumb shit talking about some, you better leave my friend alone right now, he did nothing wrong. And I'll just say this, like, we get it, Baluta Robert, we get it. Like, I know that your mind is more dirtier than a dusty ass PS4, and you probably can't handle this information without throwing a fit, but like, what you're defending is absolutely disgusting, and it's wrong. Like, I've said this once and I'll say it again. This predatory behavior is not okay, it is not normal, and shouldn't be normalized in any way, shape, or form. And it's actually pretty concerning the fact that you're encouraging this person you're in a relationship with to think that this creepy and predatory behavior is normal. But yeah, back to FNF80CBF over here, I really have nothing else to say other than the fact that I knew this was gonna come around. Like, FNF80CBF, don't try to act like I was not going to notice your creepy ass behavior, dude. Oh my god, so slay! Hi everybody! Welcome to my Minecraft anime girl fanfiction! Yeah, there really isn't much else to say, so might as well talk about some dumb things we could call him out for. The other strange things I've saw on this channel, other than the fact that he shared my post exposing Ethan Hartley, is something like this. Not only that, but he also has made an image with this same exact person, this time around him tickling her. What the fuck? Like, my guy, don't you find this a little creepy? Oh wait, I forgot I'm talking about FNF80CBF. Of course he's not gonna find this creepy. Like, with this entire thing of him shipping himself with this person, it's kinda reminding me of a certain somebody that's also done this. Also, a little thing to point out. The person that he's shipping himself with, does not find this uncomfortable whatsoever. Like, you don't find it weird that this person's making images of himself tickling you, dude? Like, you don't find that weird? Okay, that's something. But yeah, I guess just like Fashion Girlfriend, this person here has no problem with this creepy behavior that's coming from him. Another thing I could talk about is, well, according to somebody in my comment section by the name of DamnPlays2010, apparently FNF80CBF has talked to a 13-year-old, called her babe, and did some weird dating roleplay with her. Now, I am inclined to believe this, considering what FNF80CBF has done, but also at the same time, I don't want to jump into blind faith and sound like I believe everything I hear. So if anyone has any evidence of this, then you can, like, hit me up if you want to, like, on, like, a YouTube post or, like, Discord, because I want to know if this is really true. But with what FNF80CBF has done, this might actually be possible. Anyways, moving on to final thoughts here. Overall, FNF80CBF is one freaky ass dude. The man has done very questionable roleplays, just like Ethan Hartley, that shouldn't be done by anybody. He cries and whines when he gets called out for doing something wrong. And the entire thing of this guy shipping himself with this person is honestly very weird and makes me want to just take some pencils and jam my eyes out with him. But yeah, overall, from his inappropriate roleplays to his terrible responses to his weird posts of him shipping himself with people, all around, this guy is one wacky guy. But yeah, hopefully I do not have to come across something about FNF EDPBF doing something extremely stupid or just really disturbing.
Yeah, that's not gonna age well, is it?
But yeah, I think that'll be it for the video. If you did enjoy it, then you can like, you can subscribe. I'm not gonna force you. Also, thanks Classic Fan YT for actually collabing with me on this video. You should go check his channel out. Pretty cool guy. But yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next video then.